Just leave me to do my dark bidding on the internet.
It's called Two Brothers. Two Brothers. It's just called Two Brothers.
And
Welcome to another episode of Two Brothers. My name is Edgar.
This is going to be another chilling episode for the Spooktober month of Two Brothers.
All right.
Now this episode is going to be a really good one, I hope. I, Edgar, have compiled a list of scary Easter eggs and urban legends that have appeared in video games.
So it's just strictly video games?
Video games.
Okay.
We're only on the topic of games. Maybe we'll do the next episode.
Movies and shit?
Movies and shit like that.
Okay.
But for tonight, we're doing video games, and I think I've curated a good list. So I'm going to just tell you, and you'll give me a reaction. We'll talk about a little bit of it. And hopefully for the people listening, you know, warm up to a blanket, get some cookies,
Some cocoa.
turn down the lights, and listen to some chilling Easter eggs and urban legends.
All right.
All right. Before we actually get into the list, there's one that's like an honorable mention that isn't really like...
Just one?
Just one,
Okay.
really. That was an honorable mention. That I thought was kind of interesting, but kind of creepy now that I've kind of discovered it or found it online, looking it up and shit while I was doing research. And the honorable mention goes to Call of Duty Black Ops 3 while playing zombies in certain areas of the map. You know, where there's the mystery box. There are, you know, like the teddy bears that sit on top of the fucking mystery boxes and shit like that. I don't know if people know this, but they are oftentimes seen moving their heads. And they're kind of like scanning the room before they go back to like their regular like position and shit. And if you look this up on YouTube, it's kind of fucking creepy because they just kind of like slowly like move their head up, and then they start scanning the room as if they're watching the player as they play zombies. Now that's kind of creepy. What do you think about that?
It's only strictly for
Black Ops 3. Yeah.
That is kind of fucking...
That is kind of weird, right? It kind of puts a little...
I mean...
kind of dampens a little bit your experience now. Then you know that those...
That fucking bear's looking at you?
Yeah. like at any point, you can just catch them kind of looking up, and or maybe they do it when you're not there, because...
Yeah.
You know, so
I
thought that was kind of...
How did they figure out? Like, did they...
I think
the developer came up saying, like, you guys didn't find this Easter egg.
No, well, I think
like,
players are just very...
fucking...
inquisitive. You know, they
okay.
go out and looking for this shit, and they found it. I thought that was kind of creepy.
That is creepy.
Yeah.
All right.
So, that's that.
That's a good one.
Now, before we move on to the list, I want to say I am not a professional at this kind of shit, so if I don't source my fucking where I got these things, go eat a dick, right? So we're just having fun here. So let's start things off a little bit tame and not too creepy, but hopefully some of you people don't know about this. I don't know if you do or not, but it's the John Romero Easter egg in Doom 2.
Oh, yeah, I did know that.
Yeah, you knew about that?
Yeah.
So for people who don't know, if you use the no-clip cheat during the final boss of the Icon of Sin, you can go through the boss and find that the actual person that you've been hitting this entire time was John Romero, and his head is on a spike, and it looks kind of... It's like a little bit shocking, you know, when you first saw it. I'm pretty sure people were scared by it when they first saw it back in 90 whatever it came out. So I thought that was kind of a cool thing to throw in there, because I don't know if a lot of people know about that, and I just thought that was kind of a cool little scary Easter egg.
Yeah, I knew about it because I saw a video about like Easter eggs in games, and someone mentioned that, and I was kind of like, that's kind of weird for an Easter egg,
right?
So yeah,
I think you're gonna know most of these, but still, I think they're just my favorite, at least my personal favorite. Moving on to another one, I know for a fact that you know this one, and it is nonetheless a pretty creepy Easter egg. Also really cool, and it comes from the mind of Hideo Kojima himself. Metal Gear Solid, the Psycho Mantis fight.
The first one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Where he reads your memory cards and tells you what games you've been playing. You know, when he says he's reading Snake's mind and everything. I'm pretty sure that for people playing that for the first time, when Psycho Mantis tells you, "Oh, I see that you're a fan of Castlevania" and shit, that would have freaked them out. Like, I know that shit fucking would have freaked me out when I played that shit. So I thought that was a cool Easter egg to throw in there because it's one of the more better ones too in Metal Gear.
That's fucking so ahead of its time. That's how much detail Hideo Kojima.
It's
puts
breaking
in.
the fourth wall, which he does a lot.
Which is weird. I think now that you brought it up, I think I remember. It has to be one of our brothers, but when he was in that section of the game, he was doing. It's kind of weird. He was kind of doing a ritual type of thing. Because I think when he talks to you, I think he tells you to put the controller down, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And it vibrates, and that's him doing it, right? And I think one of the things to defeat him too, to confuse him, is to switch out the the controller to the second port and do that for a while and switch it back.
Yeah, because then he won't be able to read your mind. That's so ingenious, though, man.
Yeah, so
that's
I
really
remember
cool.
that.
But I thought that was kind of. I'm pretty sure it's creepy.
That is creepy.
For people who've never played it before. And then there's of course, in Metal Gear Solid 2, kind of the same thing. Almost towards the end, I never passed it, but I've seen videos of it, when you're going and talking to people on the radio and shit, and they start saying gibberish, or they start telling you "Hey, you've been playing the game for too long, put it down," and shit like that.
Oh yeah,
that kind of creepy shit. I don't know if you remember that.
Again, I saw it in the video, but that never happened to me because I was just playing short sessions. On Metal Gear, but I guess if you do play for a long time. I guess you get a call. They start
talking to you.
It's dude, come on, take a break.
This is just a game.
Yeah.
That was the whole fucking conspiracy and all that. And it's just, I don't know, Hideo Kojima is really good at doing that. Because even in PT, if you remember, when you're collecting those little pieces of the photo, one of them was you had to press the start button to get
wait,
it, right? Yeah, wait, and it just gets it. It just. It makes me yearn for what Silent Hills could have been.
I bet you how someone figured that out. I think when they were trying to find out the pieces, right? So where's that last one, right? And they put pause and you just...
And then, because it makes a loud noise when you fucking get it.
I think someone just sit there for a long time and that's when the thing popped
and then
up.
the thing popped and everything. Oh, man.
Right? I think that's how someone figured it out. But before you move... did you have that for Metal Gear 3?
Oh, which one are you talking about?
The Snake Eater? I think is when Snake falls into a lake or...
It's like a river, right?
A river, yeah. And then he's followed by a ghost. And this ghost tells him things. And this lake, you gotta, it kind of...
It's kind of a long walk, right?
And you see other people, ghosts. And you just hear people screaming and,
But isn't it people that you've killed in the game too, right? If you didn't kill many people or at all, it's a short walk too. It'll be done soon. But if you kill a lot of people, it's a long walk
of the people. Yeah.
Oh man, that's so cool.
And that's kind of creepy too. You just hearing people screaming and stuff like that, right? So yeah.
I had to put that in there because I remember that and thought that was really cool. And now let's get to our first urban legend, moving away from the Easter eggs. This one I think is kind of creepy. I don't know if you knew about this, but I'm going to be reading off of my notes so that way you know. And it's Herobrine from Minecraft. Do you remember this at all?
Yes, it's coming back to me.
So supposedly in the original vanilla version of Minecraft, there existed a ghost player who would stalk the player while you're playing by yourself in survival. It was reported that the ghost looked exactly like Steve, with the exception being that its eyes were white. And though it has been confirmed by Notch himself that Herobrine doesn't exist in the game, many believe that there was, and that the patch following the controversy included something that said remove Herobrine. And then that's how people it supported the theory that this supposed ghost NPC existed in the game. I thought that was really creepy when I heard about that, because it feels real. Like, I know it kind of, people call it, it's like at this point it's a creepypasta, so it's not real, but I feel like it can hold weight. Like, it could have actually happened, that there's people who have experienced that, you know? Because think about that, like, this NPC ghost player in your fucking world, on your server playing, just shows up, and I don't think it really does anything. It just kind of stalks you from like afar and shit, and if he kind of builds random shit on your fucking world, and it's kind of fucking creepy. But I don't know, it feels like that shit could have been real. What do you think? Is it urban legend, or you think it's true?
It's kind of hard to tell, even even coming from the source, the creator of Minecraft, saying no, it's not real.
Yeah.
But if there's a lot of people having like witnessed this, it's kind of like, is it real or not type of thing. So I kind of fall into that category. Like, if
you don't know what to believe.
Yeah, it's kind of.
I don't know either.
You had to be the first hand to see it.
Yeah.
You know, before it got patched. But
like, apparently there exist videos of people posting it. Of like supposed evidence, but it could all clearly be faked.
Yeah,
you know, and everything. I don't know. I just thought that the concept of that still sounds kind of creepy. You know,
wasn't it like supposedly that was his dead brother?
Yeah, that's what. Was,
and kind of
but he even said like, I never had a fucking brother.
Yeah, so
and so I never. There was no fucking evidence to support that there's such a thing. But you'd think after the creator would come out and say like, hey, this guy just doesn't exist, that it would shut down the theory. But there's still people to this day thinking like, who knows, maybe that could have happened. So that's why it deserves to be in the urban legend pantheon. Moving on to another Easter egg. This one is in Red Dead Redemption, not Undead Nightmare, although that game has some pretty creepy stuff like Bigfoot roaming around and everything, and finding the four horsemen and shit like that. This one is in Tumbleweed. I don't know if you remember this area in Red Dead Redemption. It's probably the only area that's like deserted.
It's a ghost town.
It's a ghost town. That's why it's called Tumbleweed. But in Tumbleweed, there's a mansion that you can visit, and it's like in complete ruins. And as you explore the house, there are a lot of creepy sounds that you can hear throughout the home, like creaking stuff and whispers and stuff like that. Something that I didn't know about, apparently this happens when you go into this area, is that the walls on the second floor of this like house that you visit in Tumbleweed slowly starts to change color. It's kind of creepy to me. I was like, damn.
You said the walls?
The walls.
Okay.
Kind of like the episode of the fucking Simpsons. Yeah. So that's what it reminded me of. And you can also see lights flickering in the cellar, because there's like a cellar that you can visit and everything. There's reports of the animals in the game starting to act a bit weird around this area, if there are any, to kind of behave a bit differently. Also, your horse just disappears when you go around this area. Your like doors will open and close by themselves and shit like that. And there's also like a dog barking, and you kind of follow the sound to a cemetery, and there's no fucking dog at all. I don't know, that's kind of creepy. Like, even if these things are not true and it's just people making this shit up, it just adds another layer of like kind of like a creepy aura around the game when you visit this area. Because I don't know if you visited Tumbleweed when you played Red Dead Redemption before, have you?
No, yeah. It's a ghost town.
Yeah.
I think you travel through it, basically. I think one of the missions is you kill bandits in that area.
I think you do.
I think that's why you enter the mansion, because there's bandits in there. But I think one of the other ones, you can hear voices too in a certain area of the mansion. If you just stand still, you can hear voices too. So I don't know. I never tried it. You know?
Yeah, I never tried it either. Because I mean,
when I was playing Undead Nightmare recently, You have to go there because there's a cemetery to clear out.
Oh, fucking tumbleweed.
Yeah.
Shit.
So it kind of gives it a even a scary factor because once you pass through there, there's sometimes it depends. Sometimes there's like a horde of zombies, or just there's zombies scattered around that area in tumbleweed, and that just gives it an extra oomph of creepiness.
Yeah.
Even though it's a fucking ghost town, there's zombies there too. It's like it just gives you a creepy vibe,
like an eerie feeling.
Yeah.
And who would have thought that Rockstar would have come up with some pretty creepy shit,
Yeah.
Because they even do that in Red Dead Redemption 2. If you remember that cannibal, I don't know if it was like cannibal, but like you go and visit like these two people who are weird and shit like that. You remember that because I did this too. I did the side mission too. And you kind of explore their house, and it's kind of fucking weird, and you realize what their intentions are, and you can fucking kill them and shit like stuff like that. Like the fact that Rockstar adds that to their games is just so fascinating to me. I don't know why, because like they took the time to put this shit in there, Another honorable mention from Rockstar is like, I know you're gonna laugh, but like they were reporting sightings of Bigfoot dating all the way back to Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, and people saying that they had fucking seen them before and shit like that. And of course, they eventually added them into Red Dead, and I think even Grand Theft Auto 5. I think, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, there's like just creepy shit like that that Rockstar adds, like little Easter eggs here and there. But I thought this one was the most like unsettling, because I think I've seen Creepy Gaming cover that too.
Yeah.
Which is a nice YouTube channel, by the way. If you want to know more creepy stuff after this episode, you want to see more, check out Creepy Gaming. Alright, now on to another urban legend. This one is... I think you'll know this one when I tell you. But it is the Luigi is dead theory.
Oh my god. Yeah, I've heard of this one.
You
That's
heard
why I
about
said
this one?
it's so far out.
It is far out, but nonetheless, it's very unsettling. So for people who don't know, this theory comes from the first Luigi's Mansion game, where it is reported by players that if you go into a certain area in the game and stand at a specific area and wait for lightning to strike, you can see what appears to be Luigi's shadow hanging from the ceiling. Many have debated on whether it's a simple glitch caused by the shadow of the game and all that kind of stuff, or people think that Luigi's been dead this whole time and he fucking hung himself. I think it's a fucking glitch. I don't think Nintendo is that fucking dark that they would put some fucking creepy shit like that,
or kill off one of their characters that way.
Especially it's a kid's game, like Luigi's Mansion. I remember playing that game when I was younger, and like it was kind of creepy. Like I had some spooky vibes and everything, but that kind of, because you can find this on YouTube too, and you can see it. It kind of feels like it's just like some weird fucking trick of the light. It's like a glitch, But
yeah, something like that. Yeah.
But some people actually delve deeper into that and think, oh yeah, Luigi's he killed himself and shit like that.
Yeah, just
So I thought that was, I don't know, it's kind of weird. But yeah, Super Mario has some kind of creepy Easter eggs if you look into it. I think it's in I don't know if it's Super Mario Galaxy 1 or 2, but like if you're on like one of these worlds or whatever, and you kind of look up with the camera, you can see what looks like ghosts just hanging out. It's like far off in the distance, and people, for some reason, you can find their JPEGs because they're just pictures. It's just a JPEG and everything. You can find their files in the game, and they exist. I think they're called like the Sky People or some shit like that. But there's no reason as to why they're there. There's no explanation. And that's kind of creepy that something like that exists in a fucking kids game. What do you think? What do you think about that? About the whole Luigi's thing? Any more thoughts on it or what?
Not really. It's like a far out fucking what's the word?
You can't even fucking speak.
A theory. Fuck it. it's a far shot theory about him killing himself and shit. It just doesn't seem believable.
Yeah.
You know?
No,
So,
I agree. I agree. All right, now we're getting to the more creepier shit.
finally, goddamn.
What do you mean? Were these things not fucking creepy to you?
No,
either,
it doesn't
you bitch?
freak me out, motherfucker. It's more kitty shit right here.
Well, what about this? Because I know you know about this too, but hopefully people don't know about this because I want people to be scared.
Okay.
Sonic CD.
Oh, fuck off.
What do you know about this too?
Yeah.
The Sonic CD message?
No. What is it? I think I got it confused.
What are you talking about? Sonic EXE editor?
Yeah, that one.
Oh my god.
So
I'm
it's
not talking
different.
about this is different.
Oh, okay.
But I think you still might know about
Okay,
this.
I'm sorry.
So in the game Sonic CD, at the title screen, you can activate the sound test by inputting down 3 times and then left, right. Mm-hmm. And then you're going to be on the sound test screen. And if you input the numbers 46, 12, and 25, you'll be treated with some creepy ass fucking music and a background of Sonic with a distorted face.
Okay.
And a message in Japanese reading, "Fun is infinite, Sega Enterprises," signed by none other than the devil himself.
Okay, that's...
And this exists, so if you have a copy of Sonic CD on the Sega CD thing or whatever, you can do this. If you just do what I just told you to do. Press down 3 times and put left, right.
And put in the
and
numbers.
Then you put in the numbers. And it's some creepy ass fucking music. Like, it is the stuff of nightmares. And then if you look at this fucking picture of Sonic, it is like nightmare fuel.
Really?
Yeah, it is fucking scary. Let me see if I can pull this up so that you can see.
Oh, now you're gonna fucking freak me out with this shit?
Yeah, because you're not apparently. Oh, none of this creepy. This is what's on the background of that screen.
Okay.
And it doesn't look super creepy. Now, some people have debated that this image or like the background image is just Mario, like slapped on Sonic's face.
Oh,
you know?
okay.
And then, as it turns out, it's kind of poorly translated, but it's not actually signed by the devil himself. It's actually signed by someone from Sonic, from Sega. Mm-hmm. But nonetheless, some people, I'm sure, a fucking kid, if they just stumbled upon that, they're fucking done with Sonic. Like that shit. And if you hear the music, I wish I could play it. It's some pretty creepy shit.
Okay.
So, moving on, this is our last piece of urban legend. Probably the most talked about urban legend in video games. There exists an arcade machine.
Oh.
Called Polybius. And now this arcade cabinet does exist. Or used to, at least. And this urban legend supposedly was notorious for causing side effects.
Yep.
Like headaches, anxiety attacks, seizures, nausea, and even heart attacks.
Yep.
And some players having killed themselves after playing this game. Now, if you want to know what kind of game this is, it's kind of like I'll call it almost like not Space Invaders, but it's like a top-down kind of like shooter kind of game, and you're just shooting all these different fucking things. And it's notorious for actually being in pop culture too. Like, it appeared in an episode of The Simpsons in the background when Bart is in a like arcade, and you can see the Polybius machine there. And it's really creepy because I don't think there's actual like evidence that supports that this arcade machine has done this. I think that there's one reported death of someone having had a heart attack immediately after they finished playing the game, but no one knows if that's like actually related to like the game or not. But nonetheless, like, this arcade machine has like this weird mystery, like mystique around it, you know? What makes it even more creepier is that there's a theory that kind of people speculate that the government created this arcade machine.
Okay.
And that it was like a government experiment. And the reason why they think that is because there were sightings of men in black hanging around this arcade machine and fucking around with like the insides and shit like that. And people think, oh, you know, they're killing people off one by one with this fucking arcade machine. But yeah, I remember hearing about this like 4-6 years ago, and I was like, damn. Like, it's one thing for there to be scary video game Easter eggs, but for there to actually be a machine out there that can kill someone or cause someone to kill themselves, like that's, it's kind of fucking dark.
To me, it sounds like a story of like Goosebumps or like Junji Ito.
Are you afraid of the dark kind of shit?
It's just it falls through that category. Like someone made it up, like a Junji Ito Goosebumps or some shit like that. You know, you see that, just get that vibe from that story, you know? But I heard that too, and it kind of like, if you see it in the wild, like, let's say some arcade place that has arcades have it, kind of like, oh shit, there it is. Yeah. And am I tempted to play it?
And that's like, I remember seeing that, like, there's no fucking recorded video of how the game plays. But people are afraid of, like, if they actually found footage of it, it could cause people to feel nauseous. So they only have, like, a recreation of what the game could have played like and shit. And even that, it's kind of creepy to just watch, you know? That's, like, the most talked about, like, urban legend in video games is this fucking arcade machine. It's kind of creepy.
Yeah,
you know? There were some other stuff that I could have brought up in this episode, but I thought that they were way too dark. There's one in particular that I'll kind of just talk about just a little bit, and I think you might know about this, but there exists a game, or used to, or unless you're in the fucking dark web, a game called Sad Satan. I don't know if you heard about this.
Not continue? I don't think so.
It's this game that I don't really know how it plays because there's no gameplay footage of it, and there's good reason why. It kind of makes you feel a bit sick watching it, and the reason why a lot of people why it doesn't exist anymore is because in the game there's a repeated loop of like a voice clip of actual children being killed by like some fucking murderous psychopath out there, and it's kind of dark. It's kind of you know, way too much for this fucking list, and that's why I decided not to put it on there. But if people are interested in like wanting to hear about it or like look into it, you can. But yeah, even I knew that was just a little too dark because that's only scratching the surface of the story. There's more to it than that.
Really?
Yeah. Some certain YouTubers have played it,
and what they say?
They fucking regretted it.
Really?
Yeah, it's pretty fucking traumatizing, dude.
Is it just because of the loop, or like the game itself?
The game itself too has some pretty disturbing imagery behind it too. I just don't know what exactly because I can't remember, and I also just don't want to look into it. But yeah, dude, that's like the closest thing you'll get to like a snuff film, like in a video game form, beside Manhunt. But like this shit's fucking real. Like this has some pretty terrible shit behind it.
Can we stop now? That's kind of scary.
It is scary. Did I scare you?
Yeah.
Hopefully I succeeded in at least creeping some people out.
It's just creepy, like kind of fucked up way too, knowing that there was or is a game that has that loop of fucking
it's ugh. Polybius is like the closest thing I got to something like that. But man, let me just tell you, there were so many fucking video game Easter eggs I could have put in here. There was the Portal 2 Ratman Easter egg. Shit, there was more Rockstar stuff I could have talked about.
Rockstar has like a
Rockstar
fucking
has
list.
A shit ton, man. Yeah. They have a lot of fucking cool stuff. Silent Hill Silent Hill 4 in particular. I don't know if you remember that section where you like looking into the peephole.
Mm-hmm.
That rabbit is like just sitting there on the bed, and then if you keep going back and looking into the hole, like eventually the rabbit will look at you and point at you. Do you remember that?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I actually, if I remember correctly, because I did have Silent Hill 4, because that was a huge part of the game is you're like a voyeur. You know, you look into your fucking neighbor's bedroom and shit. And it's kind of just interesting to see her, like, do shit or do nothing. And I remember when I used to play that game, I'd do that religiously. After I finished the level, I had to go look and see what my neighbor was doing. And then that shit happened to me.
I think it happened to me, too.
I saw the fucking rabbit, and then I was like, okay, nothing's interesting. And then I think I looked into it again, and he, like, was staring at me, pointing at me. I was like, whoa!
Yeah.
Ugh! Fuck that shit, man. Yeah, I think Silent Hill 4 has more than just that, too. There's floating heads that will kind of cross, like, around your windows and shit like that.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, because, like I told you, a big part of the game is being a voyeur and everything. So you
a
can look
voyeur?
out... A voyeur?
Oh!
A voyeur.
Okay.
Yeah, not a lawyer.
Sounds like you're saying a lawyer. You're a lawyer. What?
You can like look out the window and
Windows,
see
yeah.
people from like in their other apartments and shit like that. I think this happened to me, and it's weird because I can't. This here's an urban legend. I can't for the fucking life of me find this on YouTube. But I remember playing the game, right? And I looked out in the window, and you can kind of look. You have a limited view on how you can look around.
Out, yeah.
And I think I looked over down to my right, and there was like a fucking head, just a floating head, just twitching there. And it stays there until you back out. And that shit fucking scarred me as a kid. And I tried looking it up on YouTube, and it just doesn't exist, except for the one that's the most obvious, where it's just a head that just kind of floats up on top of your window and then floats down. It's kind of funny, actually. It's not that creepy. And I was like, dude, I would have remembered that. I don't remember that, but I remember what I did see. And I can't find it on YouTube. I looked it up on Wiki, everything, and apparently this doesn't exist, but I remember seeing it.
Can't trust the tap water.
And it freaked me out as a fucking kid.
Wasn't it a glitch, or?
It could have been a glitch.
Right?
It felt too planted there by the developers for it to be like a glitch or something.
So you're saying you were maybe the first one to figure
It could. I don't know. Or maybe I was just a little shithead and I just fucking imagined things. Because that game has a lot of fucking weird shit.
I remember that game being weird.
Yeah, because like the more you play, the more your fucking room gets haunted.
Really? I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
yeah. You have to... It's kind of... I don't know. I know I talked about this with Visage and everything. But a big thing about Visage is you putting candles down in different parts of the house. Silent Hill 4 has a similar thing, I think. Hopefully I'm not wrong. Where you have to put candles in your fucking apartment to ward off spirits. And if you don't do that...
I think so. Oh, yeah. I remember it's coming back to me. Yeah, yeah.
If you don't do that, your fucking room gets fucked.
Yeah, I remember
like
that.
A ghost will start just coming out through the wall and like attacking you in first person. Your fridge is all fucking bloody and like there's shit in there or whatever the fuck. It was like, and I didn't take care of my apartment, so I remember constantly, like, after a level was done, go into the fucking living room, go into the thing, hurry up and get my shit before I got attacked by a ghost.
Yeah, I think so. It kind of happened to me, but it wasn't to the point of doing that. But I remember, like, not taking care of your apartment, but yeah, like, little by little, like, little things will change, or like stuff like that you're explaining.
Your TV will be on.
Stuff like that, yeah.
Oh my god. It's such a unique mechanic, only in Silent Hill 4.
Yeah.
Because the rest of the game is kind of, you know?
Yeah.
Like, gameplay-wise, it doesn't really play well. But those shit, I remember, man. And I remember that twitching head thing, man.
That never happened to me, like the twitching head. But I remember the bunny one, like, pointing at you. But ain't there at one point, like, when you come back, he's like right at your fucking face?
I don't think so.
No?
I don't think so. Or maybe there is. I don't know. But like, that's the one that everyone brings up, is when he's pointing at you.
I know he pointed at you, but I think when you come back, or like a certain time, because I know it happened to me. It's like you look into the window and he's like his eyes also looking at
Yeah.
you like, oh shit.
Well, I mean, you can also look through your own peephole in your door. You know, like the little fucking hole. You know, we have one upstairs, like one of those. You can look into that too, and there will be like a twisted demonic version of yourself looking at you. If you look through there, there will be just normal people hanging out there and shit like that. But do you remember that? I think her name is Eileen. If you do it enough, if you keep looking through her fucking peephole, it will cause this huge, big-headed version of her to appear in one of the fucking levels. You remember that?
Yeah.
And now she's looking at you, and like every time you're walking around, like the eyes looking like fucking following you and shit.
Yeah.
Oh, I think that when obviously I kept looking at her fucking bedroom. That happened to me too. So, have you had anything like that happen to you? Maybe that doesn't exist, but you remember happening to you in a game. Before we sign off.
Wait, that was it?
Well, that was all my little.
You little bitch.
I thought the Palladians would be fucking. It was a good send off.
Well, I have one that, but I'm gonna answer your question first. Not that I think of.
No. Like a game acting weird, or
That's what I'm thinking. Like what?
shit like that happening, or some weird ass fucking glitch.
Shit, dude. I don't think so. Not that I think of right now.
All right.
But Silent Hill 4 doesn't take place in Silent Hill, right? It's like outside of the town or something.
Yeah. It doesn't happen in Silent Hill.
Yes.
It's like the only game that's not in Silent Hill, but I guess kind of is. You know, because it's like a town over or something. That game was just so fucking weird, though. Huh?
Sorry, it's just like, fuck, dude. This fucking soundtrack is.
It's perfect, right? Play that shit for Halloween instead of like fucking
Monster Mash.
Yeah, play that. That will fucking scare the trick or treaters.
Well, the one that I thought you were gonna add to your list, like you didn't. The one that out of all the games that has Easter eggs and shit like that, right? Is I think it's Half-Life 2. Those creatures and shit.
Oh, the little crab head things.
Yeah. And the audio that they make, and actually what they're trying to say is
It's like they're asking for help
to fucking
like,
feel like
kill me.
Yeah, like that.
Oh, you fucking! Why didn't I add it? That's a good one.
That one to me, it gets under my skin.
That shit gets under my fucking skin. Look, alright, so people who don't know, in Half-Life 2, there are these certain enemies that are, you can basically say they're zombies, but they're possessed by like these fucking
aliens, or
alien turkey-looking things like on their
Yeah.
heads and shit, and they will like scream bloody murder at you.
Yeah.
And you won't have any clue what the fuck they're saying. But if you look into the files, the audio files, and you reverse it, what they're actually saying is like, please kill me and like, help me and shit like that. Like they're fucking suffering, and it's terrifying
to hear. Yeah.
Whoever voiced that, I hope they're okay. They must have been having a bad day or something. But yeah, if you look it up on YouTube, just be prepared because it is fucking scary.
It's loud.
And it's also loud.
Yeah.
So that's like a little trigger warning there. But you're right. I should have added that. That's a good one.
To me, that's like all in all fucking creepy, you know?
Yeah.
Because like you said, it's how do you say? It's reversed, right? Or no?
Yeah, I think so.
So, but that means when you reverse it back, it's technically saying, some words.
Yeah.
But I remember you playing it not like a couple years ago, and every time you encountered one, they had that fucking scream. They was just like, "What the fuck, man? This is so unsettling."
It is unsettling, man. Yeah,
and it's even more unsettling of what they're saying. Like, kill me, like I'm, like it's under, it's stuff of nightmares. The other one, would you consider this, what I'm bringing up from Silent Hill 2, is when you go to one of the apartments?
I brought it up, remember? It was on the Scary Games one, remember, where like someone whispers and shit? Is that what you're talking about?
The what's his name?
James,
the dead body on the couch.
Oh, yeah.
And he's like, he's looking at us like, I can't tell who this is, but
and it turns out it's actually him.
It's actually him.
Well, the interesting thing is that all the dead bodies in the game, they're all James's model. So whoever you find that's dead in the game, most likely James.
I didn't know that. I thought it was just that specific.
No, I'm pretty sure there's a few in the game, but any dead body that you find in Silent Hill 2 is a model of James.
Like James? Wow.
Yeah. It's kind of creepy, right?
Yeah, then that was recent that I figured that out. I think you told me, he's like, oh, that's kind of unsettling.
Yeah. Well, the other thing too and people just found that out too in the opening cutscene of Silent Hill 2 when he's like doing this shit with his hand. Mm-hmm. Some people are saying that when he's looking in the mirror, he's actually looking at you, and he's not looking at himself.
Oh, I think I heard that too.
Yeah, if you like brighten it up a little bit and the image and all that, he's actually looking at the player. He's not looking at himself. I was like, oh, all right. That's kind of fucking creepy. That's pretty creepy.
What else?
I don't know. That's a good song. It's a pretty good song. Silent Hill 3, when you enter that room.
Which one?
And you can't get out, and it's like that mirror.
Oh, that one, yeah.
And then it's like the reflection of yourself there is like getting all like covered in blood and shit.
Yeah.
And eventually you just die.
That one's creepy.
It just happens too. Like, how unfortunate. Like, what if you hadn't saved? Because you go in there and you fucking die, and you have to start all over from your last start.
I think that's happened to me when I played the HD collection recently. By accident, I went to that room, and when I figured out, well, god damn it.
I know. It's like, fuck, because you're fucked now.
I was constantly looking for the, I know you enter one of the bathrooms, right? Or one of the rooms, and...
Oh, and 3 or 2?
3. And the phone rings, and there's that creepy guy telling you happy birthday. I guess you have to stumble upon that at a certain time or some shit, and that happens. I was trying to look for that because that was creepy to me too.
Well, the one that's creepy to me is in Silent Hill 2 when you walk into the bathroom too, and you knock and someone knocks back, and then you knock again, no one knocks, and as you're walking, just someone screams in the bathroom. Followed by something falling or someone falling.
I think something falling. I don't think it's a scream.
No, but it's a scream too.
Is it?
I think so. If I remember correctly, I think it's like someone screaming too, and it's like right when you're about to get out of the fucking bathroom. Oh,
yeah.
That's a fucking jump scare people are not prepared for, dude. And Silent Hill has a lot of that shit.
Yeah, it does.
Even in the first one, remember with the cat in the locker.
The first one?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, with the cat now and all that shit.
Yeah, dude. It's just, even, we're not even talking about Easter eggs. It's just like the sounds of Silent Hill.
Yeah.
Like, it's unsettling. Yeah.
Resident Evil 4 has a good Easter egg, too, that you can actually get an achievement for when you're fighting Delgado, the lake monster. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know if you remember that. Like, when you shoot at the fucking lake enough times, he'll come out and fucking eat you.
Yeah.
And I think I did that before just to get the achievement, but man, imagine anyone just fucking around and then the lake monster just pops out and fucking eats you. Oh god. There is another Easter egg that I did consider putting on the list as we're about to finish up here.
Okay.
It's in Hitman Contracts, where I don't know what level it is, but it is a level that takes place like at a hotel. And when you start the game, you get to picklock this door when no one's looking, and you enter this, I guess you can say, desolate part of the hotel. And as you continue to explore, the hallways get more like dreary looking. It almost looks like fucking Silent Hill. And then you come across this room where a cop is, and the cop tells you a terrible murder has taken place in this fucking room. And you go in there and you kind of like investigate a little bit, and the cop isn't there anymore, and there's like a dead body there or some shit. You go into the bathroom, and if you go into first person and you look at the window or in the mirror in the bathroom, behind you is a ghost.
Oh, that's coming back to me.
Yeah, and then the fucking lights just blow up and shit like that, and it's pretty fucking freaky.
That is weird.
And it happens in the Hitman game. Can you believe that? Yeah, I may have butchered that, but, like I said, you can't fucking come at me with this shit. Again, tons of fucking Easter eggs we could have covered. Those are the ones I thought were the most creepiest that I had found. Maybe we'll revisit this some other time. Maybe when it isn't Halloween. Who knows? Hopefully you guys didn't get too spooked. And maybe you can try to, if you have any of these games, maybe not Polybius, but if you have Red Dead Redemption, maybe I'll fucking check out Tumbleweed on Halloween.
Yeah.
And see what happens. Also, just a little one. Animal Crossing as well. There is a creepy Easter egg in that game too.
The new one or old one?
I think in all of them.
Oh.
If you play at 3 a.m. in Animal Crossing and you go to your house and turn on the TV, it's not that scary, but like just aliens will pop up on the TV. It's kind of goofy looking, but nonetheless kind of creepy that you would play Animal Crossing at 3 a.m.
Yeah.
Maybe try that. Oh my God. See what happens. Maybe see what your villagers are up to. That's going to do it for Two Brothers. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. We'll be back with maybe some Easter eggs and horror movies or something.
We'll see.
We'll see. And you guys have a great Spooktober. And this has been Two Brothers.
Two Brothers.
Two Brothers